All the ProShield pans are pre-pitched and ready to install, so it's very important to ensure that the floor underneath the shower pan starts out level. Check this at 4 points on each side of the drain. With a level floor, it's time to get started. In new construction, this is exactly what you will see. Remove any screws holding the drain components together, but hold on to them. You'll use them in just a moment. You can discard the plastic piece you removed. With the base opened up, apply a thick bead of sealant all the way around the circle, about 1/2 inch away from the actual drain hole. Find the metal drain connector ring included in your Superior ProShield shower pan. Press it into the sealant, being careful to line up the holes for the screws you removed. Put the screws back into place and tighten them down just enough to stop, but don't over-tighten. Now, using a 1/4 inch by 3/8 inch trowel, fill the area the shower pan will cover with straight, even lines of thinset. It's not necessary to key the thinset into the floor surface first. For this project, we marked the pan to remind us which direction we'll place it. This is a best practice to prevent misplacement and to know which direction to run your thinset lines. When you first remove the pan from the box, a protective cap is placed over the drain opening. Remove and discard it. A second box will hold the other parts you need. Whichever drain finish you select, inside the box will be the adapter ring we just installed, the removable cover plate, the threaded receiving ring, which will attach after install, and the slip-fit adapter. Simply press this firmly into the factory-placed drain opening and continue with your install. If you are using one of our universal shower drains, the slip-fit adapter will drop right into place once the adapter ring is installed. Flip the pan over, and using the same 1/4 inch by 3/8 inch trowel, cover the back of the pan with straight, parallel trowel lines. Lower it into place, making sure to snugly connect the drain adapter first. Normally you would place a piece of cardboard over the pan while working on the remainder of the installation, but then you couldn't see our logo, so we'll leave that off for this one. Once settled, you can pack the pan down flat to the floor. To compress the thinset properly, place some weight directly over the drain. A couple of bags of thinset usually does the trick. Just like that, we have a perfectly pitched pan in place. Now it's time to work on the walls. ProShield panels come in the familiar 3 foot by 5 foot dimension. They can be cut easily using a standard utility knife blade. Simply cut through one side of the board, fold away from the cut, and slide the blade through the remaining material on the other side. No mess, no noise, no power tools needed. ProShield boards are made of closed cell foam with a cement and mesh shell. This makes them 100% waterproof while providing strength and a perfect bonding surface to ensure your project lasts for decades. Position your freshly cut panel in place to check fit. If no further cuts are needed, draw a line along the shower pan to show where the panel rests naturally when pressed against the studs. This will show you exactly where to place your sealer in just a moment. Apply sealer to the edge of the board that will be touching the shower pan. This is a key component of your waterproofing system, so be sure to use a lot of it. Then, run another generous bead of sealer along the pan where the board will rest. Every place where pieces of the Superior ProShield shower system meet need to have sealant applied to both surfaces. Again, use a lot of it. It should look a little messy when you put the seam together. Here, we lift the panel to draw lines where the studs are. This will help us place our fasteners a lot more quickly and easily. You can make adjustments without reapplying additional sealant. Begin placing the washers. These press into the board with small teeth and remain in place, so you can place several at once. Start around the perimeter, placing washers at each corner and at the top and bottom of the board along the studs. You can fasten these down snugly, then go back and add in others. The board should be reinforced with a washer and a screw at least every 12 inches. We sell packages of these specially designed rust-resistant screws and washers, so be sure to have a good amount of them on hand. On average, you'll be using 8 per stud. As before, run a thick bead of sealant along the top of the freshly installed board as well as along the connecting point of the next one. Press these together and secure them with washers and screws. Run the additional washers and screws necessary for the panels, then you can use a flat scraper or trowel to knock down the excess sealer. Repeat these steps for each wall, placing the board, marking the connection point on the pan, placing a thick bead of sealant along all connection points. This will be the pan and the vertical inside corner now. Applying sealer to all contact edges of the boards you place, and locking them into place with the proper amount of screws and washers. Once you have your rhythm, this goes very quickly. In this example, we didn't have any pipes to work around, but remember to cut holes for your pipes and controls before fastening your panels in place. This is easy to do with a utility knife or any type of hole saw you have for your drill. With all the walls formed, cover the screws and washers with sealant to create a fully waterproof barrier between the studs and the tile. The most common area of shower failure is where the walls meet the floor. ProShield corners are specially designed to eliminate this problem. Trowel thin set into the corner using a 3/16 inch V-notch trowel. Then unfold the corner and press it into the thin set. Using two tools, hold the corner in place with one and pull the adjacent section flat into the thin set. Repeat this for all the corner's contact points, being careful not to puncture the corner with the edge of your tool. Repeat this for the other fully formed inside corner. Seaming together the panels works the same way. Simply trowel on some thin set, cut the piece and stick it down. It's just fine to do this while the sealant is still wet. It will continue to cure underneath the thin set and tape. You can also tape the back inside corner. Remember to cut your tape so that it creates a 2-inch overlap with the corners you installed a moment ago. But don't take the tape all the way to the edges, as that could cause a problem when installing your tile later. Now it's time to place the curb. Measure carefully and err on the side of too long. It needs to fit snugly. Cut around the entire outer edge using the full depth of your utility knife blade. Then, holding the keeper piece, knock the cutoff piece away. Check it for fit. It should be snug enough that it takes some effort to place and remove it. Again, using the 1/4 inch by 3/8 inch trowel, spread some thin set lines perpendicular to the long dimension of the curb. Do the same to the bottom of the curb. A thick bead of sealant then needs to go along the exposed edge of the shower pan, at the connecting point on the walls, and the connecting points on the curb. Press everything together, making sure to bed the curb firmly into the thin set. With the curb in place, you can finish the other two inside corners using the same method as before. Then finish all the bottom corners. This ensures you have a 100% waterproof surface to attach your tile to. Cut the outside corners to size and check to make sure they'll sit the way you want them to. This is one of the most common leak points in a shower, so even though it's small and easy to forget, it's one of the most important steps. Stick these down just like the other corners in the tape so that it creates a 2-inch overlap. Although tape is required on the pan, taping the walls is optional. And that's it! You can confidently start your tiling project knowing you have created a completely leak-proof shower enclosure.
For more information on installations, visit us at tileshop.com and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.